Between all the videos that I've done recently on the Sith and the Sith and Vong before that, we're going to have more of that coming up, there's been a lot of focus on villains on the channel recently, and today I wanted to talk about the edgiest villains that Star Wars has ever seen. Now, you may be thinking that we were already talking about the Vong and Sith, what could possibly be edgier than that? And you're free to disagree with this take and my topic and my title or whatever else you want to disagree with. But when these characters were introduced, one of them was called Knife, and they were the Knives. You really can't get more literally edgy than that. Today we are going to be talking about the Nagai. The Nagai are actually one of the more obscure but earliest parts of the Star Wars expanded universe. They don't appear in too many things, but they first appeared in the early Star Wars Marvel comics in around 1984. The Nagai, much like the Sith and Vong, were extragalactic invaders. Technically, the Nagai came from a companion galaxy known as Companion Besh, or earlier on, Fire Fist as its sort of unofficial name, and there was a multi-issue arc that covered their invasion of the galaxy where they were trying to destabilize rebel planets. The Nagai invasion was being led by Lady Lumaya, who had shown up earlier as Shira Bree, and who would go on to be one of Jacen's Sith Masters. Her rivalry with Luke is one of the longest staying threads in the expanded universe. She brought together the Nagai along with some disaffected Imperials, destabilizing worlds like the aristocratic Herdessa and also making strikes as far into the Mid-Rim as Kashyyyk. Lumaya and a Nagai agent, Den Siva, established a forward base on Kinnuine, where the Nagai fleet came from their home galaxy and began their preparation for further strikes into Rebel territory. The Nagai aesthetic is pretty much the main reason that I'm calling them the edgiest Star Wars villains. They look like they were the extended band lineup of My Chemical Romance, but this wasn't super uncommon within Marvel Star Wars. If you go back and read some of these earlier comics, there were a lot of very 80s things going on. Another prominent species within the Marvel Star Wars comic books are the Zeltrons, who are pretty clearly inspired in their earlier appearances here by 70s or 80s workout videos. We do find out that the Nagai under their leader Osrey, who was initially introduced as Knife in an appearance with Han Solo, are running from the Toph, another invading species from their home galaxy. The Toph had taken over the Nagai's planet Nagai and had essentially forced the Nagai to invade the galaxy looking for a new place to live. Once the New Republic found out what was happening, they teamed up with the Nagai to fight off the Toph invaders, and they offered the planet of Saijo, which the Nagai had conquered already, as a potential homeworld for the Nagai. They were turned down, but the Nagai and New Republic ended up on peaceful terms. While they are a pretty rare species, we do get some other appearances of the Nagai. For one thing, they show up in the Knights of the Old Republic comics, where we see a Nagai Padawan, and later on in the Star Wars Legacy comics by Dark Horse, we see another Sith Lord, Darth Nil, who's also a Nagai. So there was some amount of previous and then continued contact between the Nagai as well as the Fire Fist Companion Besh galaxy. And despite this relatively infrequent set of appearances within Star Wars stories, we actually do get quite a few mentions of the Nagai within different source books, like the Ultimate Alien Anthology, the Essential Guides to Alien Species, the Ultimate Visual Guide, as well as the Essential Atlas. They even get their own, albeit short, blurb in the Essential Guide to Warfare, one of my favorite books. Either way, that's going to do it for today's video. If you'd like to hear more about the Nagai, I could do another video going over the Nagai Toph War in a lot more depth, if you guys are kind of interested in that. But if there's anything else you'd like to see me cover on the channel, please leave it in the comments. If you've enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like or subscribing for more. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you next time.